Welcome to the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. My name is Rita Perez. Hello. I've been a travel advisor for over 10 years and am navigating this winding road of entrepreneurship with you. I created this podcast because I wanted to share all the things I've learned from leaders both in and out of our industry that I really wish I would have known way back then. But alas, the important thing is I'm aware of them now, and I want you to be too. Ready for this week's show? Let's jump in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Rita here. I am so happy to have you guys here, and I have two amazing guests, one team. They are called the Unstoppable Sisters, two sisters dedicated to showing women how to live their best lives by aligning their heartset, mindset, and skill set. Welcome, Logan and Anna.
Thank you so much, Rita. That was a great intro. Like, I'm all smiley now. Thank you.
Well, you guys deserve it. You guys are rock stars, and I've loved all the different programs that I've seen and the lives that you do. And so really happy positive boost of jumpiness.
There we go. We'll take it.
So we're here to talk about Heartset, Mindset, Skill Set, which is part of your guys' trifecta. I know it's part of the podcast. I think people tend to think like, okay, the strategic travel entrepreneur. Okay, I'm going to get all this tangible information on these steps that I need to do. But sometimes it's obviously not about the steps. You have to take a look at not only your operations, but your insides as well.
Yeah.
And so Can you speak on a little bit what exactly Heartset is and how that does work with our mindset and skill set?
Sure. Do you want to go, Anna, or shall I?
You go and I'll jump
in. Yes. So Heartset is really your truth, your knowing what your heart's desires, I think would be the easiest way to say it. And the way that we look at it and why we know it is so important is that it is also the source of your tenacity, your ferocity, your power when things don't go to plan, or if people have other ideas of what you should be doing, because oftentimes what's true for us isn't what we were gifted from our family or our education or friends or people who may even have our best interest at heart. And they don't know what's true for us, for you. So really being able to tap into and hold on to and stand strong in your truth, whether you're creating a business or having a relationship with your kid, like whatever it is, but for the purpose of our conversation today, especially as a new entrepreneur, because you're going to get all kinds of advice. I love the title, by the way, Rita, like the things I wish I'd known 10 years ago. So I'm an entrepreneur who knew to entrepreneurship 11 years ago. Yeah. And nobody told me what a difference it is from the corporate world to you are now your product. You are now your salesperson. You are now doing it all. And everybody has an idea of how you should be doing that. Everybody. And really being clear on your heart set and what you want, why you want it, and staying true to that every step of the way is what's going to have you create in the end exactly what you want, not some sort of amalgamation of what you think it could be and trying to massage it into what you think customers want or the world wants, but really showing up as yourself.
Mm-hmm. You know, you bring that up, and I've been having a real test recently with Heartset. But Heartset is winning just because my whole niche is cruise ship retreats. And I've been having a lot of people say like, well, why don't you pivot to like maybe land retreats or something different? And I just go back because I don't want to.
Right. Oh my gosh. Like it's that simple and it's that challenging. I don't want that.
Yeah. Yep. And other people will tell you why you should want it. And it's Heartset sounds squishy and touchy-feely, but it's actually very, very powerful and practical. It's, your heart knows, and you just need to listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's a good point, because what's coming up to me right now is one of the messages that I've been hearing a lot is to create the business that you love. So do you love working 40 hours a week, or do you love working 20 hours a week? Or maybe you want to work weekends, or maybe you don't want to work weekends. So it's your business. You need to do what you want to do and love to do.
Right. And how often are we encouraged to actually do that? Like, what do you want? Who do you want to work with? We're just not encouraged to, like, no, here's how you do it. Here's your 9-step plan to success in 60 days. And
and if it hurts, just try harder. You know, that's what people will tell you. And that's not, it's that mindset that if it doesn't feel good, you're doing it wrong by what someone else is telling you to do. That's the mindset connection to the heart set is so important, because you have to believe, you have to know that your heart is driving you in the right direction. And that will get you through the times when people are saying, oh, you'll never get to do that. You'll never make it.
So I had told you guys before we had come on, I had a really great client meeting today. And I was thinking on the drive home that I am the biggest failure, but that's the biggest failure in the best way, because I will never stop trying until I get it. And I got it. I finally got it.
That's wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like that the idea of failing forward, like failure just is showing you what doesn't work for you and what you don't want and what, right. Now we course correct. We talk a lot about just course correcting. You're just course correcting a little bit. You just found out what didn't work. Awesome. That's great intel. Keep going.
Yes.
And Logan will sometimes say that a big part of being unstoppable is getting stopped.
Yeah.
You have to get stopped in order to figure out what's not working and keep going.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I
know.
Yeah. Right.
Failure.
Well, there's this
failure isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. And there's this fantasy that there is a right way to do it. And if you just tick all the boxes and follow all the steps, it's going to happen. And nothing works. Nothing works that way, especially in time of COVID. And we were just talking beforehand, Rita, like all the uncertainty. So getting stopped, figuring out how to keep going when you get stopped, that's integral to being unstoppable. Because otherwise, if you're just gliding along, the first hiccup you get, you're going to be, oh, I'm out.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good point for something else that has been on my mind, that all these different like business strategists are pushing social media. And I would have never met the two of you had it not been for in Zoom networking.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I think we need to break that. That's a whole other conversation, but
how much time you got
and show that it's not just social media. There's other methods that are out there and available to you.
Yeah. We always say there is no right way, there is your way. Because think about it, if you're having fun, that's magnetic. People want to know more. People want to be around you. People want to hear what you're so excited about. So being genuinely excited is, I think, the secret ingredient, not posting 6 times a day on Instagram.
Especially if you hate posting on Instagram. That's going to come through.
Like, why is this poor woman making herself do that again? Every Tuesday at 9, she's there and she looks miserable. My God.
Yeah. And I think I've started to give myself grace for that too. Like, I'm consistent enough, but I also don't have to be there all the time. And there's other things that need to be done other than like, hi.
I'm here again. Yeah.
Yep.
So how can we harness the power of the Heartset when we're moving forward in our businesses?
You want me to jump
I'm looking at Anna. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I've been talking a lot, so I want to.
When we started talking about Heartset and tying it to mindset, that how the lens that you view the world through will help you decide whether you can or cannot do something. And if your Heartset, if you're connected with it, if you know what you need to do and want to do, and you have a mindset that that's what you should do, then you can check in with yourself and keep in motion. And one of the things that I like to do, that we like to do, is check in. I like to do it every week. And we have a tool that we use in our online program called the Ripple Effect, which is a larger tool, but there's sort of a mini check-in version that you can use at the beginning of each week, whatever week starts for you. And the Ripple Effect basically shows you why what you do matters, not just to you, but to the people around you in your community and ultimately to the world. And when you realize the impact that you have on everyone around you and people who don't even know you, it will power you through. As you're creating a business, you'll realize this business actually matters more than just me and more than just the immediate client. It matters to the world. And that's a really great weekly check-in to do that will keep people in motion and feeling empowered.
Yes. Yeah. I think you brought a light bulb. I have my Heartset Reset playbook right there, and I think I'm going to take that out and post it somewhere.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
Because I think that's something that we need to be aware of also, that specifically as a travel entrepreneur, we're not just selling travel. Like really, we're changing the world on a larger scale, and it's going to be different for everybody. Like you're helping people with destination weddings or family reunions or bucket list travel. And I think that needs to be a little bit more of the focus of where, especially in like magnetic messaging, where are you really transforming lives? It's not that you're just letting them go on a vacation to Disney World.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's beautiful. Because if you think about it, we all want things, whatever it is, the Lamborghini or a relationship or the cruise or like whatever, I don't care what it is, but we want that thing so that we feel something.
Yes.
Yep.
We feel free, we feel luxurious, we feel connected with our family, we feel like we've created the amazing company that takes people on retreats and get to see, you know, how happy people are when they're like, we want to feel something. So if we focus on the feeling.
The Strategic Travel Entrepreneur is brought to you by Mailbox Power. Harness the power to attract and nurture your clients through something many entrepreneurs have forgotten about, the mailbox. Create beautiful custom campaigns and automate annual mailings for birthdays and holidays. And with a pro account, get access to mailboxes not currently on your mailing list that are just waiting for the travel service you offer. Visit my Mailbox Power affiliate link in the show notes to get started today and support this podcast.
Then figuring out how to make it happen. Yeah, it needs to happen, but it's secondary.
Yeah.
And travel seems huge that way. Travel seems like one of the most impactful things for at every level, that you're affecting the people who are traveling, the people who are traveling with them, the places they're going. You just have an enormous impact.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the ripple effect kind of really starts with what your why is. And I think that's something else that's like overplayed, like start with your why, which I think, yes, you should, but then I think that's where the ripple effect is going to be very advantageous to people, that you start looking, of course, like you want to support your family and you want to have the freedom that you want, but what else? I mean, we have bigger dreams than just doing those things, but we don't, that's not the stuff that we talk about. I don't go to like friends and be like, I want to change the world today, guys.
Guess what I'm going to do today?
Even though your friends probably would not be surprised to hear that. The people who know you probably would not be at all surprised to hear that. Because that's part of the energy that we bring to the things that we love to do, is that this is bigger than just me making a paycheck or creating a business. This is about me doing something I love. And let me tell you why.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's whenever we create a tool like the ripple effect, it's really marrying the soft part of the work, like the big why and what feels good and who I want to be in the world and all of that. And the practicality of, okay, now let's write it down. Let's get it out of your mind and onto paper so you can look at it and connect with it in a different way. So taking the ooey gooey and making it, because I'm type A, making it practical so that you can, we talk a lot about reminders without effort. You can post that somewhere so you see it every day. You can remind yourself over and over and over why you're doing this, which is based in your heart and is the ooey gooey stuff. But having a way to stay really connected with it that's practical and easy.
And that's the skill set. The skill set is the habits, structures, and support that you actually put into motion day to day. And, you know, your heart set gets you to where you understand why you can have this mindset, that it's possible and needs to be done. And then you go onto the skill set and you figure out, like, what practical plans do I need to make this happen?
Yeah. And I love when you guys do that exercise where you put it all together and you come up with possibilities that you would, I know when I was doing it, I would never have thought of certain things, and like putting that out there and pushing the puzzle pieces around to see, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
interesting idea.
I was just thinking it's like those magnets that you can put on your fridge and you could just like change them around and make phrases. You're talking about the clarity into action where you, you just take all these sort of amorphous things and then nail them down into actions that feel really good and are impactful. That's Anna's work. It's amazing.
And you see it on paper and you realize like, wow, I actually know a whole bunch of things that I could do. I just didn't really think about what they are. We know so much more than we think we do.
Yes.
And we just need little tricks and tips to kind of like nudge it out. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, I can create a whole bunch of cool magic.
Yeah. No, and I think about that going back to kind of like social media. I have been so much more thoughtful about what I push out. And I'm like, I didn't know I knew all these things, but they were in my brain all along.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's the old coaching question. Well, what do you know to do?
Yeah.
Right. Like pretend you know what to do. Yes.
You actually do.
Surprise. You actually, did something similar 4 weeks ago or, 4 years ago. You have tools, you have skills. And part of what our mindset does is tell us, no, we don't. Somebody else has the answer. Somebody else knows better. Somebody else is smarter, prettier, funnier, has more money, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your answers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what kind of affirmations, I mean, us travel entrepreneurs have really got beat down the past year. And I know like it's a constant like up and down, up and down. What kind of affirmations should we keep repeating to ourselves or mentioning in our community, or exercises that we should be doing to kind of keep that heart set alive, even when it's kind of like, it's gone, it's done.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Yeah.
We have the Ripple Effect checklist. It's a free download that you can get on our website. And it is really just a weekly practice. And it's sort of, it's like the Ripple Effect, the larger exercise, just drawing the line from how much you're impacting your own life, but then others, and then the world. And the last part of it is post it. So you remind yourself you matter and what you do matters. And that's like the biggest affirmation I know is that, when you're talking to someone, just realize you do matter and what you do really does matter.
Yeah. And what I love about that is it's not an affirmation on top of a self-limiting mindset. So oftentimes our brain isn't stupid. So if I say, I'm destined to be a millionaire, my mind, it actually invites my mind to kind of say, no, you're not. Like, look at what's no, you're not, lady. But when we can, again, get those thoughts out and use a checklist like the Ripple Effect, and you have it outside of yourself, you can relate to it differently because you created it. It is what's true. And using that as your affirmation, your brain is going to accept it more easily and let it in and have it be a new way of being and looking at the world that starts shifting that other mindset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Getting it on paper is huge. Like getting stuff out of my head and onto paper, it makes it so much more manageable and so much more understandable. And I just can't do it enough, really. Any kind of anxieties or concerns, it's like get it out of your head and onto paper.
Yeah.
So we would redirect people back to the checklist as a great place to start. And then if you see something for yourself, like, I am changing lives with my work, then there's your mantra. My work changes lives, or I am here to change lives, or when I'm happy, I'm magnetic. Like, then you can kind of tease something out that is born of that work that you did, that your mind's going to go, oh yeah, that's right. We're doing
kind of awesome.
I love that part. I love that. And I think that's really what travel entrepreneurs need to remind themselves of is you've accomplished amazing things. You've survived this year.
Yeah.
You're a bad booty.
I am in awe. I am in awe of travel companies and travel business people. We've been watching Rick Steves on Monday because he's doing his Monday night travels like he would normally be doing lectures. And he just keeps saying basically like, keep the faith, travel matters, travel's really important. And we're going to get back there. And every time we watch it, I just think God bless everyone who is involved with getting people out there to travel. We are going to do it again. And you guys are amazing for staying with it during this time.
The world needs you. Oh my gosh. Of all the times when we need you, and we need you sourced and healthy and excited and feeling
Yep.
good
Yeah.
to be able to get out there and do the work that you're doing.
We have, God knows we have trips that we're ready to go. So we're
Yes.
ready to hit it.
Yes, we do.
There's a bucket list, a year's worth of bucket list that got canceled. So we need to redo it and big time.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So how can people keep in touch with you? And do you guys have any programs coming up that they might be able to register for now, or maybe just follow you and stay posted on it?
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram at Call Me Unstoppable with underscores between, call underscore me underscore unstoppable. We are on Facebook as Call Me Unstoppable. Our next big event will be in April, and it is the quarterly Heartset reset. Yeah, that you were at, Rita. I was just thinking, gosh, it'd be amazing to do that for travel professionals, like just have a group. Anyway, we have a Heartset reset coming up in April. Really, the easiest thing to do would be go to the website and sign up for our newsletter that comes out once a month, and that will give you everything that's coming up.
And you can check out the blog. Our past newsletters for like a year plus are on our blog. So you can see we try to put something in every newsletter that's actually like usable as a tool. So that's something else you can do is go to callmeunstoppable.com and click on blog and look for monthly newsletter.
Yeah, and then that's also where people could find the Ripple Effect checklist.
Okay.
We have a free download section, so you can just go there and check out other stuff also, but you could check out the Ripple Effect checklist and get it into your hot little hand.
Awesome. Any last little tidbit that maybe we didn't discuss, but you wanted to make sure got out there?
You matter. Your dreams matter. We need you.
Hang in there. You're doing awesome. You're doing better than you think you are.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the podcast today. This made me feel amazing. So I can only imagine everybody who's listening to this, how they feel afterwards.
I'm just looking at all of us because we have the video, just everybody's got this big smile.
Know,
yeah. So thank you, Rita. Thank you.
Yeah. And this actually happens when you work with them. So I highly recommend Heartset Reset. It's really like kind of re-energizing your batteries. And I think April will be another perfect time for travel pros to get in on it.
Awesome. We'd love to see you there.
Yep.
Yay. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Thanks for joining me on The Strategic Travel Entrepreneur. Please subscribe and leave a show rating on your favorite podcast platform. Oh, and don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.